We're going to jump right into Urban Meyer. In just 1 second, I wanted to give my regular viewers a little bit of an update on what has been going on the past couple of weeks with the channel. This is only going to take a couple of minutes, so if you're not one of my regular viewers and you clicked on this video to hear about Urban Meyer, just skip ahead about 3 minutes, and that's where I start talking about him. Now, you may or may not have noticed that the upload schedule for the channel has been a little bit erratic lately. Typically, I would have a video uploaded in the morning, another one mid-afternoon, and if I were to get 3 videos up in one day, I would have the last one out to you guys around 5, 6 o'clock at night. That has not been the case the last couple of weeks, and I wanted to tell you why. Someone has complained to YouTube about the content on this channel. I don't know if it was an advertiser or a small group or maybe just one person. I don't know. Either way, because of the complaint, the content is now being heavily scrutinized by YouTube. For example, the video we did on Monday about Sage Steele, it was flagged for hateful and derogatory content. I went back and rewatched it. I could not find anything that I said that could be misconstrued as hateful or derogatory. You guys that have been with me for a while now, you know we don't say or promote anything that is hateful. We don't attack people personally. We don't criticize people based on their race or their sexual preference. We criticize them based on politics, but that's a little bit different. The topics covered on this channel, they can be controversial. I understand that. I realize not everyone is going to like or share my opinion on certain issues. And that's fine. That's okay. This same thing happened with a video I did on Colin Kaepernick and Sloane Stephens. Sloane Stephens, I believe, is what started all of this. And I know why that video got flagged. I shared some of the hateful Instagram comments that Sloane Stephens received and shared herself. I mean, she brought this to the limelight. It wasn't my words. I was simply sharing with you what happened. But because of this increased scrutiny, a 5 to 10 minute upload process now takes 1, 2, sometimes 3 hours. It affects monetization. It's made a simple process time consuming, and to be honest with you, it's made it difficult. However, nothing is going to change. The content is not going to change. I'm not changing things up because someone got offended. I'm working with YouTube as we speak. I filed an appeal with them yesterday. And to their credit, YouTube has been great to me. They have been more than helpful. They've bent over backwards to help me out. They are manually reviewing some of the videos in question, and they're going to tell me what the problem, if any, and we're going to get this resolved. So I just wanted to give you guys an update as to what's going on, why the schedule's been unusual. This is the reason why. It is taking hours now to get videos out to you when it should only take 5, 10 minutes. All right, now that we've got the business out of the way, let's get into Urban Meyer. Since this story broke last week, I have received numerous requests from you guys to talk about it. And I've been a little bit hesitant to get into this because at first, I felt like this was a personal issue between Urban Meyer and his family, and I don't like to talk about people's personal lives. But since this story won't go away, I figured we'd go ahead and get into it. In case you haven't seen it, here is the video that's got Urban Meyer in hot water. That's it. 7 seconds. Urban Meyer sitting at a bar, a young woman dancing in front of him. I believe he lightly touches her at some point. But when I first heard about this story, you know how the media can be. They dramatized it like Urban Meyer was cheating on his wife. And to some, maybe this is considered cheating. It's definitely not a good look for a married man, don't get me wrong. But cheating, I don't know. That's a conversation between Urban Meyer and his wife. We're going to talk about the impacts it's going to have on him in the NFL. Let me tell you why this is a big, big problem for Urban Meyer. For one, you're an NFL head coach. This is not college football. You're an NFL coach. What is the one thing I say on here all the time that NFL head coaches tirelessly try to eliminate? Distractions. Distractions are a killer for an NFL team, especially when you have a young team, a young quarterback like the Jacksonville Jaguars have. When your head coach is the distraction, you have a major problem. If this was a video of Trevor Lawrence, it would be no big deal. I mean, maybe it would be a story for a day or two, but it would be no big deal. But when it's your head coach, or if this were even Tom Brady, then it's a problem. Urban Meyer is supposed to be the leader in Jacksonville. You have a rookie quarterback. You are supposed to be setting an example. You're supposed to be leading by example. I didn't like the Jaguars hiring Urban Meyer to begin with. Usually, I don't think it's a good idea to hire successful college coaches into the NFL, especially when they have zero NFL experience. Coaching in college and coaching in the NFL, it is two completely different ball games. Hell, Urban Meyer's tenure in Jacksonville started off on the wrong foot immediately. What is one of the first things that he did? After drafting Trevor Lawrence, Urban Meyer goes out and brings in Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow. Now, I know the Tebow fanatics thought it was just a great idea to give Tim Tebow another chance, but it was absolutely dreadful. Tim Tebow was a distraction. He had no chance of making the 53-man roster. All he did was create tension between Urban Meyer and Trevor Lawrence. And I know that's speculation on my part. I get it. But you can't tell me bringing in Tim Tebow did not bother Trevor Lawrence. When you have a rookie quarterback, you have to build his confidence. He needs to have the support and confidence of his head coach. They need to have a good working relationship. Kind of hard to do that when the quarterback Urban Meyer experienced the most success with is standing on the sidelines. I don't care that he was a tight end. This video of Urban Meyer that was released last week, if this were a one-off type of situation, it would have been big news for a day, maybe 2 days, 3 days, then faded into the background. But that's not what this is. More than likely, this is going to get Urban Meyer fired because this is a pattern of behavior. Everywhere Urban Meyer has been a head coach, it's ended in controversy and disaster. I shouldn't say everywhere, not Bowling Green, not Utah, but Florida and Ohio State, it ended in controversy and disaster. You cannot argue against the success of Urban Meyer in college football, but I don't care how successful you are. When you're 57 years old and you don't know how to conduct yourself professionally, your success is irrelevant. You become more trouble than you're worth. You look at successful coaches at the NFL level. What do they all have in common? They minimize distractions and they stay the hell out of the controversy. Have you ever seen Bill Belichick drunk, dancing in a bar? Do you see Sean Payton on Bourbon Street in New Orleans, shotgunning beers? After a big win, is Mike Tomlin at the strip club? No, no, and no. And if they are, then we don't know about it. You know where these coaches would be? You know where they would have been last Thursday night after a loss? After giving up a 14-point lead? You know where they would have been? They would have been on the plane back home, studying film, using the extra 3 days they were given by the NFL schedule to prepare for their next opponent. You're not going to catch those guys out partying when their team's sitting at 0-4. But not Urban Meyer. Oh man, it's been such a rough start to the season. I've been working so much, I just needed a little break. There is no such thing as break in October in the NFL. Like I've said several times already, this is not college football. NFL head coaches during the season, this is a 100-hour plus a week job. You don't have time to be at a damn bar hitting on college girls. You don't have time for a break. You're 0-4. Sure, the Jags played their best game of the season last Thursday night. You lost. There are no moral victories in the NFL. I don't like firing coaches in the middle of the season, but Shad Khan, he needs to cut his losses. This is not going to improve with Urban Meyer. I don't care that he kind of owned his behavior in that press conference. I don't care that he apologized. This type of behavior from an NFL head coach cannot happen. You know how I know this is not going to get better with Urban Meyer in Jacksonville? If you want to know the future, look to the past. Urban Meyer led Florida to 2 national championships, but look at his exit. He left that program in shambles, allegations of favoritism. The Sporting News, they spent 3 months investigating Urban Meyer at Florida. They uncovered a circle of trust of Urban Meyer's favorite players. He hid positive drug test results, created a toxic environment in the locker room. Of course, Urban Meyer denied all these allegations. I've never heard of a circle of trust before. What the hell is that? Many people at the time believed him because he's a good Christian man. He's a family man. He's a Catholic. November 2011, Urban Meyer's working at ESPN. It's rumored he's going to be taking over at Ohio State. He lies again, denies the reports. I'm not going to Ohio State. I'm not taking that job. 10 days later, named the head coach of Ohio State. Leads them to a national championship in 2017. Few months later, reports are released about Ohio State assistant coach Zach Smith beating his wife. The problem was, Urban Meyer was told about the abuse, and he did nothing about it. Hell, he tried to cover it up, look the other way. Just like he did at Florida, when everything hit the fan, Urban Meyer claimed that he was retiring from coaching due to health reasons. That's always his fallback plan when things go wrong. Things go wrong, the sins of his past catch up with him, and he runs due to health reasons. After some time passes by and he thinks everyone's moved on, then Urban Meyer gets back into coaching again. He didn't own his mistakes at Florida. He didn't own his mistakes at Ohio State, and he is not taking full accountability now. During his press conference the other day, where he was attempting to own his mistakes, Urban Meyer made the comment that he should have just left the bar, got out of that situation. No. You shouldn't have been in that situation to begin with. You are 57 years old. Urban Meyer said he warned Trevor Lawrence about going to Las Vegas after that game Thursday night. You shouldn't go, Trevor. Be careful. It might look bad. Urban Meyer should have followed his own advice. I expect that level of behavior from a 21, 22-year-old rookie quarterback. From my 57-year-old head coach, someone who should know better at this point in his life, inexcusable. It is clear to me that Urban Meyer has learned nothing from his past mistakes. Like I said, this is a pattern. He had no business being an NFL head coach when he was hired in Jacksonville, and he damn sure has no business being an NFL head coach now. Shad Khan needs to cut his losses and move on. This is going to be a distraction for the next week, maybe 2 weeks, on a young team that cannot afford distractions. When you have a rookie quarterback, it's like raising a young child. What do children need at home? Unified parents and stability. Trevor Lawrence has neither in Jacksonville. All right, time to let me know what you think. Give me your thoughts on this Urban Meyer situation in Jacksonville, and do you think he should be fired? Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys later.